Good morning, 8th grade leaders. Today, we will begin session 8 of our 8th grade advisory program. Today's lesson is titled 4-Year Plan, English and Math. Before we begin, everyone should make sure that they have their student work booklets and turn to page 21. Our lesson outcomes for today. First, we will discuss new lingo to know, review course level information, introduce the 4-year planning worksheet, and then we will choose courses for 2 academic core areas, English and Math. Lingo to know. The first word that you need to become familiar with today is called prerequisite. A prerequisite is a course requirement that is needed before students can be allowed to enroll in an advanced course or elective. For example, you will need to have successful completion of Algebra 1 before you can take Algebra 2, making Algebra 1 the prerequisite. The next terms that we need to discuss for our lingo to know will be about the new course levels. Now, the first level is called L, or on level. K is above level, and that's where we have our more rigorous classes, and it's similar to what you remember to be level 1 while you're in middle school. The H is Horizons, or our gifted and talented students. Students who take these courses must be tested and identified for the Horizons program in order to take these courses. AP stands for Advanced Placement. This allows you to earn possible college credit by taking an AP exam in the spring. DC is dual credit, and this allows you to earn both high school credit and college credit for specific high school courses at the same time. There's also specific entry requirements that must be met before students are allowed to enroll in these courses. The dual credit and AP classes are college level classes, and the differences between these two will be discussed in greater detail when you are in PACE next year as a freshman. You should understand that you may earn college credit by taking AP and dual credit courses, but this isn't automatic. So let's review the entry and exit policy for enrolling in advanced classes. In order to be an advanced class or a K-level class, a student must earn a grade of 85 or above in the previous L or on-level class in the same subject area, or they must have at least a 75 average for the second semester in the current level 1 or K-level course that they're in at that time. Students must have parent permission to enroll in K-level class, and students will be removed from the class if for any reason they earn a D semester average, and that is at least a 74 or below, or if they earn a grade of F for any grading period. And a grade of F is anything below a 70. Now, the picture you see on the screen is of our 4-year planning worksheet. At this point, everyone should have a copy of the 4-year planning worksheet, and your copy is actually blue. What I want you to do at this time is go ahead and take a moment to fill out the information at the top. That includes your name, your student ID number, the school, which is Hamilton, your current grade, which is 8, and that is all. We'll fill in the other plans later. Also, students, go ahead and at the top right-hand corner of your 4-year plan worksheet, please write the name of your advisory teacher. This is going to help us return your paper in case it gets lost at any time. We're going to work on this worksheet part of the worksheet so that you don't have to write it in your booklet right now. So we're just going to work on the worksheet so that you'll have times to make changes or erase or make mistakes before we put it on the actual worksheet that's in your student work booklet. Now take a look at your 4-year plan worksheet here. Notice at the bottom there is an area to kind of include the different class periods and years of high school. Notice that there's 7 class periods in a day in high school. They do not have advisory in high school. Then there is a column that is there to include the high school credits that you've received in middle school. And you can see a chart in your appendix for the list of courses, and we kind of discuss what some of those courses are. Now, included in the boxes already, you may see the names or titles of certain courses. These courses are those that are actually required academic courses, and so they're already indicated in the chart for you. Now, take a look at the box that's to the right-hand side on your four-year plan worksheet. This is where it just gives you the table of what the graduation requirements are for the Foundation High School program. Remember that all students will be on the Foundation Plus Endorsement Plan or the Distinguished Plan at this time. So you should also make sure that you understand that as we plan forward for the remainder of this year. Options to graduate with only the foundation plan can be discussed, but you can only do this after your sophomore year of high school, and you'll need to see your high school counselor for more details on how that works. Right now, take a look at the section that says My Graduation Plan Type Is and the Endorsement section. Take a few moments to mark your intended graduation plan, the endorsement, and which option you're choosing for that particular endorsement. That's going to help us as we plan particular classes. Okay, students, today we're going to be selecting classes for two academic areas, English and math. You'll be writing it in this area that's circled in red below on your four-year plan worksheet. What you'll need to do on this worksheet is make sure that you include the course levels that you plan to take. So whether it's going to be L or on level, K level, which is level 1, Horizons, AP, or Horizons/AP. Understand that you should choose the level that you are currently enrolled in for the purpose of this form. If you happen to qualify to move up into advanced classes, you'll receive an approval letter later in the spring. This letter needs to be signed by your parent and returned to the counselor's office, where the level change will then be made in the computer. But until that information goes out, for these purposes, we will plan for what courses you are in currently. So let's talk about English. As a high school student, you are required to have 4 credits of English. English 1, 2, and 3 are required courses for you to take. That's why they are already included in the plan. At this time, I want you to go ahead and indicate which level of English you plan to take. So if you're currently in on-level English, then you will indicate the L for English 1, 2, and 3. If you're currently in K-level English or level 1 right now, then indicate this or for K-level on your chart. If you're a Horizon student, please indicate the H on your chart for English 1, 2, and 3. If you are interested in moving into AP English or Horizons AP English, you should also be introduce this or included on your chart. Remember that dual credit is an available option for English 3 and 4, but students must meet specific entry requirements before you're allowed to register for that class. Again, you may take dual credit for English 3 or 4, but you must meet those specific entry requirements before you register. Now, choosing your 4th English, what I want you to do right now is take a moment to review the 4th English course options, and then take a moment to write in your selection on your 4-year plan. If you have any questions concerning the options that you may refer to the district high school course description booklet that's located on the district website and is also on Ms. Porter's faculty webpage. Just to kind of give you kind of a brief overview of some of these fourth English credit options, I'll just kind of give you a brief description. But also remember to refer to the course description booklet for a more detailed description. English 4, whether you take L level, K level, AP, or Horizons AP, is pretty much the equivalent to an introductory college English course. It includes a lot of independent reading of novels and writing. Literary genres is also another English course, but it's very reading intensive, and it will require you to be very independent in that. For creative writing, this course is very writing intensive. Humanities is a high level of literature that studies different cultures. Public speaking is pretty self-explanatory, and notice that there's a star by Public Speaking 3. That means that there are some requirements or prerequisites that must be met before you enroll in Public Speaking 3 for your fourth credit option. You could also take Oral Interpretation 3, which is literary interpretation, evaluation, and analysis. Again, prerequisites needed. Debate 3, which is the writing and oral presentations and requires a lot of after-school time to be on the debate team. Independent study and speech is an extensive study or research of a topic and original work produced. Again, more prerequisites are needed for this course. And then you have Advanced Journalism 3 Yearbook and Advanced Journalism 3 Newspaper. These require sophisticated writing skills and formats using technology or complex software that are required for publishing. Again, these do have some prerequisites that are needed. The Business English course is also another course that you could take. This would be good for those students who are moving into the business and industry endorsement, and I believe the prerequisite for this class is that you have to have taken keyboarding before you can take Business English. And then lastly is Communication Applications. This is a class that we used to call speech, but it is separate from the course Professional Communications. But Communication Applications is available in the high school, and it is a half credit course, so that means that you would have to pair it with another half credit course if you chose that option. So at this time, students, go ahead and make your selection for your fourth English course option. The next section that we're going to discuss or make a choice on is for our level of math. So that is going to be in the next area, the next set of boxes below the English on our four-year plan worksheet. What I want you to do in the section that is marked high school credit earned in middle school for row number 2, in that section, go ahead and write whether you are currently in 8th grade math or if you're in Algebra 1. If you're a student who's taking geometry or Algebra 2 right now, then you may also write that in that space. That's going to help you so you can see the sequences of math as you fill in the blanks. So here are where we will start choosing our math course options. As you can see here on the chart that's listed on the screen, there are 3 examples of different math tracks that are available for students who are enrolled currently in the 8th grade. Example number 1 is a typical on-level student who's taking 8th grade math this year. So they would take 8th grade math this year. In 9th grade, they will take Algebra 1. 10th grade, they will take geometry, whether it's L, K, or H level. In Algebra 2, they will take L, K, or H level as an 11th grader. And then for 12th grade, they will choose a 4th math credit option. Example number 2 is for a student who's currently taking 8th grade math this year, but is a student who typically struggles with math. And someone who struggles with math is someone who you probably get C's, maybe D's in math. You don't really fail, but you aren't really doing that great in it either, and you feel like you need a little bit more extra help. So this student will still take algebra as a ninth grader, geometry in 10th grade, whether it's L level, K level, or H level. And then in 11th grade, they take what is called math models. And math models is basically only available as the third math option, and it provides advanced applications of math concepts and reasoning. So it's a good class to take to kind of help bridge that gap that you may have in math. As a 12th grader, then you would take Algebra 2, whether it's L level, K level, or Horizons. Example number 3 is for those students who are currently enrolled in Algebra 1. So as a student in Algebra 1 in 8th grade, when you go into 9th grade, then you will move into geometry, and you have the choice of going into L or on-level geometry, K level, or Horizons. And remember, students, if you choose Horizons, you must have previously been identified as a Horizons student. In the 10th grade, then you move to Algebra 2, and in 11th grade, you choose a third math option, and the 12th grade, you choose a fourth math credit option. And remember, students, that you must take Algebra 2 if you're choosing the Distinguished Plan. That is the #1 requirement for the Distinguished Plan, that you must have Algebra 2 somewhere in your schedule. Right now, I want to go ahead and just kind of discuss with you some of the math third and fourth credit options that you see here listed on the screen. We already talked about what math models is. Algebra 2 is basically a class that continues the study of functions from Algebra 1. And you can't take Algebra 2 before, you can only take Algebra 2 after you've taken Algebra 1 in geometry. Pre-Cal or Pre-Calculus is an introduction to calculus concepts, and this class must have an Algebra 2 prerequisite. There's statistics. There's AP statistics and a non-AP statistics, and this is basically covers the study of all statistical concepts. And the prerequisite for both of these classes is Algebra 2. AP Calculus AB is a one-semester course of calculus that is spread over the entire year. So it's just one semester, but it's covered over the year. And then AP Calculus BC is 2 semesters of calculus that are covered in the actual 2 semesters. And again, AP Calculus, both AB and BC, both have a prerequisite of pre-calculus. The next class is AP Computer Science. This is a computer programming course, and the prerequisite for this course is that you must have taken computer programming, the K-level course. College Algebra focuses on working with functions, and this also has a prerequisite of Algebra 2. The same along with Advanced Algebra, which focuses on working with equations. And lastly, you have Algebraic Reasoning, which is going to be available in the 2015-2016 school year. This class focuses on working with reasoning skills. And again, this has a prerequisite of Algebra 2. So at this time, students, I want you to go ahead and choose your math course credit options. Indicate the level of math, again, that you're currently enrolled in. And follow that section from there. So let's review. What 2 things are needed to be enrolled in advanced classes? And where can you locate information to determine if a class has a prerequisite? Well, in order to be enrolled in advanced classes, you must have at least an 85 yearly average in the previous on-level class in the same subject area, or at least a 75 average for the second semester in the current level 1 or K-level class in the same subject. You also need parent permission. And where can you locate information to determine if a class has a prerequisite? That information can be found in the high school course description guide that's located on the district website under curriculum, or it's also linked in Ms. Porter's faculty webpage, so you can also find it there. So looking ahead, for our next session, we will choose courses for the remaining 2 core academic areas, science and social studies.